Warm greetings to the staff and executive management nase-ECDC. Lo thethayo nguBomi Maduna, Gubivu Nokhala uSuthu, Ikhabalita kuTiba waseMatatiyela. Ndime phambi kwenu as a founder and a chairman and the current MD here the Bridge Lifestyle and Tourism Primary Co-op Limited, specializing in rural tourism and promoter rural initiatives in all the small towns as nathi, but specifically Alfrenzo region equka iMatatiyela, iMaluti, iCitadel, iMaxesibeni okanye iMount Elif, Tabankulu, Mountfrey, Qumbutsolo neMadliya. Ndicela ukuthatha lithuba ndibulele kuni ECDC ngokukhulu ukuzithoba for this opportunity yoba sipresente our business case for your consideration. Let me start. So we went around since market research kuzo zonke izidolophu endizichazileyo, sibonisana ne-traditional leadership nabahlali nje nezifundiswa, everyone on the streets uba yeyiphi indlela esingaphuhlisa ngayo i-local economy kwezidolophu from the perspective ye-rural tourism. Sayidibanisa ke lo information decide uba the best place uba siyiplacele product yethu kwi-customers uba siyiplace along i-N2 National Road, and the best town engathi iyona i-central kuzo zonke izidolophu as far as both i-N2 and i-natural attractions was uQumbu. Sa-approacha ke inkosi uba zisiboleke iibholorho ezindala ezisurrounde uQumbu, zimbini ke zibholorho, iTsitsa River Old Steel Bridge neThina River Old Steel Bridge. Then i-business model yethu siyaziconverter ezi bholorho sizi-renovate with the permission of traditional leadership, with the permission of the Provincial Heritage Resources Authority ne-bodies ze-tourism nje in general. Sizi-convert ezi bholorho and make them very attractive structures for gathering, for social conversation, for social corporate interaction, for entertainment, njalo njalo. Hence, as a result, ideology yethu, we sell heritage, we sell entertainment, we sell convenience and tranquility based on ezizathu endizibeke ngaphezulu. Page 2 shows our key local attractions nje in summary, njengoba bese ndichazile but ethanda ukugqama almost ukudlula zonke yile eMzimvubu Water Project ezo-supplya potable water, irrigation, hydropower kunye ne-tourism ezawurana through iTsitsa River. Iyasibenefita ke thina kakuhle ngoba le project includes amadam amabini, Tabelanga Dam, which is upstream of us. It's about 20 kilometers from Madliya, kunye neLalini Dam downstream of us, which is about 15 kilometers from iTsitsa River venue yethu. Iyasibenefita ke lena because izophuhlisa i-tourism kakhulu, itsale ne-national tourists and sometimes a few international tourists bazisondele. Any benefit yayo kuba siyayilandela ke because it's a strategic resource for us, besides ukuphuhlisa water related activities ebesinazo endizazichaza. We've just through our regular check-up kwi-progress yayo siyabona uba due to i-budget constraints bayi-remove i-visitors center bebeyiplanile, and we take it to be an advantage kuthi. We will be assuming that role ngoba vele kwi-risk assessment yethu siyabona uba apha kule ngingqi yethu information center in general azikho, uyifumana eKokstad okanye eMthatha. So including us playing that role for Alfrenzo region, we are also playing a role as information center or visitor center for iLalini Dam. Iyasibenefita kakhulu ke leyo into. And then to go to the next slide, this is a summary of i-business model yethu apha. Phezulu sifocusa kwi-eco-adventure tourism, culture heritage tourism nakwi-retail tourism. Le table lena ibonakalisa in detail i-activities ezenzayo. Ugreen lona uchaza uba sikwi-standing esihle as far as points endizawukhabalaka nazo ngoku. U-red i-weakness yethu, and then u-yellow is room for improvement. So just to summarize zona, i-customer want yethu siku-60% because i-customers kulula bazithenga into eziyifunayo than into eziyidingayo. So the higher the percentage, the better. And the customers zethu, 95% consumer markets and then 5% the businesses. And then 80% of our services are in-house and 45% of those services are offered on a daily basis. We own 90% of our intellectual property, and then the market share yethu, because we are first of its kind in general, we are proud to own 72% of the market share. 95% of our services are affordable to the general public. 100% of our services are very simple, meaning ease of sale. And we have value-added services as well, and loyalty programs. And then our critical raw material, we control it up to 53%, which is it leaves room for vertical integration yet, which is standing at 74%. So those two, we can always improve on our growth prospects, because the vertical integration is a benefit with the supply chain down the line. The only critical issue as affects zonke is limited institutional support from our local municipality. But it's just the reality as it stands, and it stands at 11%. And our critical constraints are lack of institutional support. Kuba functions ezininzi overlap. Sometimes abantu they do repetitive duties. Approval process is very tedious, and there's poor communication between the departments. There's lack of technical expertise in general. And then xa si-adda on kwi-risk assessment kule table siyabona uba i-threats zethu ingakuba after le 30-year leases esinazo zingarenewisheki. That is a major threat to us, including climate change. The weakness is that there's no tourism infrastructure and support. Remote location engena municipal services ngazonekanga lula ebusuku athendwa ngabantu aba-owna imoto ngenxa yobu-remote bayo. And it's got a high initial investment that amounts to 60% of comprehensive funding, as I discuss later on. But we do have strengths because we have a strong responsible tourism strategy, unique business model in the location. As leases zethu ezimbini zika 30 years, they're exclusive to us for the next 30 years. And we can really implement major development and major benefit to the local community. And we have a strong community engagement upper, which stands at 100%. So we're very entrenched in the community upper because we are genuine as we give them what we promise them. And then the opportunities is that it's going to expand into SADC regions later on. And as I've mentioned, it deeper vertical integration. And now to zoom in on the actual closest competitors, siyasathatha the top 4 services ezona ezine-contribution eninzi kwi-turnover yethu. So summarize for over a 5-year projection. And then ephezulu kwi-service B, the plug queuing coupon, which stands at 94%. Then ibezi local economic development projects, tenders, arts festival, njalo at 4%, cuisine, and then venue for hire. And then kule uqala, the plug, i-competitor yethu esinayo ayikho official because ngamaphara nje la afola kwi-queues efolela ukuthengisa izipoti zabo ngo-R100 per spot, which is sad really. Kuxhaphazeka kakhulu oko ebantwini bakuthi. And amaphara, they don't just do that. Bayantshontsha nomtshontsha, bayayibaba, they mug, they harass, they do all kinds of izinto ezingalunganga. And bona they work in isolation, abekho organized, they have a bad brand image. The rest of the competition kule nto involve a smartphone, so to speak, or abantu abafundileyo abakwazi ukuphatha i-smartphone ne-apps othindeyo and so on, ababonisa ii-queues ezikhoyo. Ofisha abantu bakuthi esibasevayo thina ngabantu botilili ifowuni ye-150, abanaxesha le-internet. The most that they do ngu-WhatsApp, which we use very effectively ku-marketing yethu, including community radio, which I'll be discussing later on. And then kwi-local economic projects, competition yethu SMMEs esezi-established noko because of zona they are first in the market and there's no strong ties to the current local government. So tenderpreneurs also. But the service offering yabo is limited to just making the most profit because it's highly political environment. But they're not investing on the bigger picture, on the long term. They're not investing about the next generation build on top of what we have done. Even if festivals are, there's no real educational message up. It's just entertainment. Where driver kusephandle. Tina, we aim to edutain. We aim to share information, vital information, on top of celebrating heritage yethu. Cuisine is the typical KFC, austere fish and chips, which they can fall under into the shisanyama and fast foods. There's no real specialized cuisine except for A1 that is worth mentioning, a kitchen, which is 10 kilometers away. It's first in the market, kule region yethu, and the menu yabo is quite impressive, quite elegant. But they're still new. They opened in November last year, 2022. And the location yabo was pretty. There's no scenery, there's no tranquility, and there's very limited add-on services. And then the venue for hire is only found in local BNBs as Koyo. So very basic setup of venue for hire, Tafiland and Dulo. Just to be frank, there's no elegance in it. There is no personalized services Koyo. But there is one that is worth mentioning, Engu Uzole's Boutique Hotel, na yulapa Kumbu. Ingu 4-star rating. But I know scenario because in Pagati Kukumbu. So I cook mhlambe nenye ngutitsa Falls Lodge. Na Kukumbu. It's got good location and scenery, but it's under very poor maintenance, and there's limited product offering. But besides that, in general, now we do have a strategy of staying ahead of a tourism curve. Besides the obvious customer retention plan, we look at the bigger picture, the stability and readiness for Chinese adventure tourists because they are flocking in. COVID didn't seem to affect kakhulu, and maintaining democracy in the way we operate, singabi politicized kakhulu, and also focusing on the technology, virtual reality as a marketing tool, adapting to artificial intelligence and blockchain technology. We also focus on the travel experience, so we're welcoming to slow travelers, and remaining locally orientated for the ultimate adventure experience, and also offering health and wellness, including mental health benefits product zethu. But we do all of the above besazela of fighting for the protection of the pristine land, our natural landscape, and the vulnerable communities. And the page elandelayo highlighter our most flagship product and the most market ready product, which is a coupon yethu yokutyuwisha. We call it the plug queuing coupon. Yona it was designed ukuncedisa abantu abatshiswa ngamalanga nazimvula kwi-queues ezinde ze-service delivery points, whether it be it masipala, home affairs, ATMs zebhanki, i-kiosk zo-Shoprite, but we focus on i-queues eziqala ukutyuwishwa from outside, asingeneleli kwi-queues ezingaphakathi ezivenkileni. And then we did our market research, senza nezivumelwano ne-shopping centers ezikhoyo around, and we're in process of formalizing agreements with the national property owners and property managers nationwide as owner malls ezininzi, shopping centers ezininzi, for us to implement these services ngendlela professional. So i-coupon lena, if ndingayidemonstrate, umntu uyifumana kuthi le coupon. Initially this was done as a philanthropic service for abantu abadala who are 65 years and above, for omama 76 months with pregnancy and above, including nabantu abakhubazekileyo of all ages, uba bayifumane le nto once a month ibancedise uba bangafoli line kwi-queue. But when we approached the social development departments, and then we received no assistance, so we decided to make it commercial so that it can make profit, it can make sense uba siqhubeke siyenza. So saphuma iphulo ke senza market research kwi-queues and stuff like that, and sabona uba most ye-queues iba kwi-service providers sort of as predictable, your home affairs, Shoprite, njalo njalo, njengoba besendizitshilo senza ke le-coupon enje. So what happens is that umntu ifumana kuthi le coupon, and then thina we employ abantu sibatraine, sibanxibise i-branding hambelana nale coupon. This is an old image yale coupon with the plug lona. This is an upgraded version. This was done before COVID. This is done after COVID. So abantu they queue for us, for the clients zethu. So client efumana coupon kuthi iya kumntu omfoleleyo, uzayiverify uba yeyethu, sebenzisa le device, punching device, aphanje apha ku-Shoprite. So i-holder le coupon has got 2 more opportunities kwa-Shoprite kulo nyanga. Siyas include ke ne-take home, i-cabs, njalo njalo. But what is nice and convenient ngaleni coupon, ayionwa ngumntu oyi-one, yakwazi uyidibanela ningomakhelwane, nezitshomi, nezizitokfela, nimane nitshintshana ngayo. And the coupon holders zethu zifumana free drinking water xa kutshisa, xa kubanda zifumana ikofu eshushu okanye isoup. So yona, it doesn't need a lot of marketing fancy. We've already done groundwork. We've supplied over 2,000 free samples to receive feedback, which was overwhelmingly positive, 95% approval rate. Even those that said 100 rand ngenyanga is too much, but they still supported the ideology yayo due to the benefits ezenzayo ebahlalini. And the factors zethu zokuyiproducer ziquka i-saturation limiting 35%, so that zingabikho saturated. Kuka unemployment rate, dependency ratio, monthly shoppers esinazo. On a worst case, we can sell 2,556 coupons a month per town. And currently kuyo kwingxoxo ne-joint venture yabantu aba-digital, aba-online, abazawuserva bona ukusi-advertisela yona on digital platform. At the later stage basincedisa siyi-digitize le coupon. But going back to i-locations zethu ke ngoku zethu njengoba senditshilo, ekathina river ke yona siyireservele for ukwenza i-aquaponic services zethu, which I'll discuss on a later slide. Then katsitsa is what we do, the image lapha, which includes a car wash kweli cala, and a big screen for images, exhibition and so on, restaurants apha ngaphakathi, libraries, information centers. Then on the other side ibe yishisa nyama. I-daycare si-provide mahala as part of i-give back services zethu. Siyabalimela nabantu basekuhlaleni. In process of approval ye-water use license yethu, and then business heritage architectural services for kuyipolisha the design yethu. And we operate on 2 shifts, shift ka 7 a.m. iyotsho ku 3 p.m. and yaqala ngo3:15 iyotsho ku 11:30, Tuesdays to Sundays. And then i-shift yesithathu ye-security personnel ne-executive management kuphela. And so on Mondays kuyaphumlwa, kuyaklinwa, njalo njalo. And the activities ezibalulekile singazibala, i-risk control community meeting ezawubanjwa every Wednesday ngo-12 kuya ku-1, discussa safety matters and escalations. Then i-reporting frequency to executive management yenza kabini ngosuku between 11:15 and 11:30 iphinde emalanga between 7 and 8. To middle management, reporting frequency by general staff is every 45 minutes. And then peak season zethu ngu-1 till 10 December, and then 16 until 31 December, then 18 until 30 November, then 1 until 6 January, 20 until 21 February, and then 22 until 28 is April. Those are based on the holidays on our research in tourism industry and activities as a whole. We target LSMs zethu as jonga living standard measure, the target market yethu. So eda ke ngoku umthatha no Coxted ngenxa into no attractiveness bezinto ezikwezodolophu. And then asidibanisa we find that 72% we market yethu includes Mthatha, Matliye, Mount Elizabeth, Tabankulu, Coxted. And then secondary catchment yethu 18%, which includes Utsolo, Namamfre, and then primary catchment yethu 8%, Ngukumbu. And then if you look closely with LSM levels, level 5 at 50%, and then level 9, the middle income group yethu at 47%, and then level 10 is high income group yethu at 2%. Kula high income group yethu ke siquka ke ngoku ne tourist national tourist zethu ezihamba through N2, which is the list you up by Diamond Chips, Techno Hippies, Indo-Asians, Blackpinks, Single Parent Double Life, Demographic, New Desperate Housewives, Rainbow Revolutionaries. As a grains as a strong market wethu because they're high income earners, they're adventurous, they're curious, they have high taste levels, especially for your arts festivals, but also because these people, they have a lot of influence over the following and the followers online. So they play a big role without charge. The yellow highlighted ones nazo, those are high potential, although they do have a high taste and they have a high disposable income. But we are skeptical of servicing people that don't have a lot in common with other demographics. So as a green is combined marketing, and they also have high disposable income. So our market is big. It's got a potential of high returns, which translates to our general marketing philosophy. You'll see up over a plug chewing coupon. It doesn't require a lot of fancy marketing. It's very simple. We deal with local customers as level 6 to 10. But as far as advocacy and loyalty, we also add as a level 1 to 4. They do also advocate for us. And then what we sell for products, we will sell relief from physical effects of EQ, queuing coupon together, and it's conveniently packaged by ifite quality and the convenience working hours and in a competition nearby. But on a bigger scale, a comprehensive venue, we sell a place for culture, creativity, and conversation. A place for social corporate interaction. Quiet, conscious of climate change and artificial intelligence. We just have to be in these times. So we are ready to start with a chewing coupon, especially on the marketing side, because it's just WhatsApp marketing via WhatsApp and community radio, Alfred's community radio. It doesn't need a website, it doesn't need digital platforms, and it's a highly profitable product. Good. Siza management skills and experience. I will admit over asinayo direct qualification in tourism industry, but to our advantage, we've been going at this since 2016, to be honest, but it was formalized in 2018, and since then we'll be on a full-time basis. Ububele nor Ronnie have been invested in this on a full-time basis since inception. Then there had been a few changes. The directors as lahla ithemba ezinye zingafuni cooperate. But we are aware of interpersonal skills as necessary for equality performance, as one accountability, extreme unbiased, to be a responsible team player, to be strategic and radical oriented, who must have honor and integrity, be an initiative, and also be a good communicator, and be emotionally intelligent as well, because we'll be dealing with a lot of people. We'll be employing 912 people on this comprehensive services, so you don't need people skills. You have a lot of emotional self-awareness, when self-expression. You also be aware of others people's emotions. When resilience, compassion, intuition, good health, and jalonjalo. And we are open and hoping for inxaso as far as further training, executive Masters in Business Administration, Finance for Non-Financial Managers, Tourism Management and Operations Management, and Public Relations Management. And other additional remedies. So kwenza shoba isimanage kahle yonke le investment is to have thorough risk assessment and reviews on a regular basis, focus on safety policies and action plans, have effective and compliant working procedures, promotion of a safety culture, and a skills development plan. Kulena page siqaphela your own contribution esiyenzile. Well, it's self-explanatory. The only outstanding issue ile ke basiqalisa first of all ukurana so that isite le yethu ibonakale la 7 billion profit isenzeka. But also Infinity Group we are said to buy. They need us to have funds available for benza yabo own feasibility study sabo, which amounts to $150,000. But verify the market research that we've already done, and according to them we need to pay for that. A joint venture business negotiator nabo, they need proof of funds for our side of the deal, which is physical marketing, physical public relations, wages, and daily expenses, and overheads. But for the most part, a lot of ground has been covered. And then our requirements from the ECDC, actually we have submitted officially from Imvaba Eastern Cape Provincial Cooperative Development Fund last year in October. As 500,000 esichazayo uba izindleko sizawuspenda kanjani ezibonisa nebudget yethu, and profit is healthy kakhulu. Even on a worst case scenario, we're still making profit from inyanga nje yokuqala at 2%, and then on second month moving forward it's at 62%. So it's a highly profitable product. Profit from yona izasincedisa kakhulu ku-expansion efforts zethu on the bigger comprehensive services zasetsitsa. We've sent, this is the communication esinayo na ECDC up to date. Unfortunately ke asikafumani response sadly. Kudala ke simane senze reminders, sijonga na online contacts. We even went to the extent of WhatsAppela online contact elistiweyo kwi-website yase-ECDC. So would appreciate kakhulu uncedo apho oba kwenzekani, what is missing or ikwesiphi stage, and have some sort of a letter of acknowledgement of the actual application process, because iyasincedisa kakhulu apha kwezi prospective funders esinazo uba we do have a vote of confidence from the local body supporter economic development. So more than just the money, it shows that we are not working in isolation. And then on the bigger picture, indleko zingaba khona, the amount to 52,760,198 rand 86 cents, excluding VAT. Break-even yethu is within the first year with a grace period of 5 months. And then kwezindleko kule 53 million sibale 2% go startup costs at 1.16 million, 60% go asset acquisition at 31.4 million, and then 33% the working capital at 17.6 million, and then of course 5% contingents. Assumption yetu high risk is that we assume that it's a cash heavy business. We don't have a lot of inventory. But on the other hand, prime rate here to see make a constant at 10.5%, and then service machinery rate is at 10% of the purchase price in machinery. And the worst case scenario, the best case scenario is 15% offsetting from each, unless where otherwise stated. The graph, it speaks for itself, but I will just summarize the ratios. The current ratio, we're looking good because it shows it's an ability to service short-term liabilities. Our quick ratio is also good, but it indicates that we have too much cash on hand that we're not reinvesting. The debt-to-worth ratio is good because the standard norm is 1.5. So that means we've secured more equity and less debt. Gross profit margin yetu inhle nayo, but only due to a low cost of goods sold. Net profit margin inhle nayo. Kuquka total asset turnover yetu. The closer to 1, the better. So we are looking good in general. We just have to improve quick ratio yetu by reinvesting cash assets. Naleyo apply return on total assets ratio as well. So financially, business yetu, it is viable. On our growth opportunities, sine aquaponics apha, that is fish farming, ikuka, and hydroponics, which is ukutyala kwezityalo. We decided to venture into this because of, obviously, even it is centered around amanzi in abundance through our rivers, but also fish yalapha almost 100% yayo odwa and odwa kude, and ifika apha seyithanda ubandala and at high price. So senze market research abona i-common carp netilapia zona ezithandwayo, and also zezona conducive to i-conditions esezinazo apho senza risk assessment sabona water supply yethu is valid, there is a market for yona. As fishes azina negative image ekuhlaleni, they're biologically stable and sivumelekile uba sizenze. The only shortfall skills esingenazo sokurana aquaponics. We had a visit from Western Cape Parks and Tourism, but suggest let's start small scale with backyard. Siqalise ngayo fishing ngamatanga kaJojo, and then our lessons from there. Then we take it over again to Tina Bridge, for a more advanced operation ezabanayo ne-hatchery, ezabanayo nendawo ye-veterinary services and research and development. Sibena packaging and distribution. The next phase yayo siyakwazi ngokuba siyifake naseThitsa River as an add-on service kwi-water related activities zethu. Sifake ornamental fishing and so on, cage farming, as part of a whole aesthetic services zethu. Enye growth prospects zethu supply fixed fuel ezabe iseThitsa River lapho ke yonke into idibana khona. Should we're in good standing with Inkosi, it should not be a problem to also add the service, and also to add the mobile fuel services because predetermined locations kuyo yonke Alfreds of Steel. So we took photos about the traffic rate with predetermined locations near closest competitors, because there's a high congestion in traffic because garages, especially during peak hours, and akuphele fuel sometimes affect Imam, which shows that supplier, distributor, A1, and then I'll be using many distributors. It's in the background, I'm not mechanical engineering, so preliminary designs and stuff says in-house designer a mobile tanker trailer unit ezawutsalwa i-truck yona trailer imeka nje nee-compartments ze-diesel, petrol kunye ne-paraffin. So siyakwazi ukuba sibe flexible ngokwe-locations zethu, and we are aware of critical risks and constraints eziquka i-regulation tend uba strict, but there is allowance yokudeclare these mobile units as auxiliary substations and get licenses for each mobile unit. So for a monthly amount of njalo, you just declare that as a substation auxiliary to your main activity. After we declare that, we make sure by design report yethu it covers all the bases ezibalulekileyo, evidence of structural verification, etshoyo i-net capacity yayo ne-material esetyenzisiweyo for ukwakha, and then isenziwa zonke ii-tests tension, compression, fatigue, including rubber components, which is the ozone test. And also to do a risk assessment with the sites, factors as far as it a new site or existing site, layout engineering as far as driving in and driving out, fuel delivery method and frequency, including frequency yokuthela zingaphi imoto ezingenayo, including control of ignition sources, electricity, management controls, emergency controls, and staff training. And then on a broader scale, we want to license the coupon to political parties, seeing that the elections are around the corner. We are busy in talks with a few parties. Babon baba ngayisebenzisa kanjani le coupon to galvanize abalandeli babo to go out and vote. But of course, yonke loo nto sizoyenza within the confines of the law. Esithathu eThitsa is to do sensory dining ephansi kwamanzi, because amanzi azabe ekliniwe, amanzi azabe attractive and water related activities already ezikhoyo, so it's only a natural progression. And then also to entrench ourselves deeper with vertical integration so that we enjoy benefits to supply chain yethu, and also allows us to keep carrying on doing feedback services ebantwini zasimahla. So that is important. To expand into SADC countries where legally practicable, ezifana noLesotho neSwaziland, you already have unofficial alliances apho ezexplorayo i-potential, and to other provinces ezilapha similar tourism scenery and untapped resources similar to ours. And on a broader scale, we want to improve your ranking South Africa, up in Africa, and also internationally, because currently as we speak, as far as African outlook, so number 1 good best tourism experience, so number 3 most visited country, and then so number 5 good friendliest country. But on the world outlook, the only country with happiest quality of life is Botswana, and then good best tourism experience ayikho country, African country ekhoyo. So by doing as activities, we hope to contribute towards our overall tourism experience of Arisha in South Africa. That concludes our presentation about the services zethu. I apologize that the presentation was a bit rushed, but young information yafumaneka supplementa our claims and our projections. Once again, I thank you for this opportunity. We don't take it for granted. It means a lot to us. Thank you. Have a great day.